What's up, in today's video I'll be showing you the best Apex Legends settings that you can have for this season. Get started with, you go to the gameplay settings, go through them. Interact prompt style, you want it on compact. It just makes everything so much easier to see, less visual clutter. Overall, go down button hints. I mean, you can have that on or off. I honestly do not know what it does, to be honest, so I'll just keep it on. For crosshair damage, you want it off. Damage numbers stacking. Ping opacity, faded or default. Either one's fine. I prefer faded. Obituaries, those are the kills and deaths on the top right of your screen. You want that on. Also, streamer mode could help. You know what legend they are for like ranked or whatever. Mammoth rotation, that's personal preference. I prefer on. You do not want auto. You don't want weapon auto select on empty. It's just not a good thing to have, in my opinion. Now for me personally, I don't use auto sprint. That's completely personal preference. I prefer having good movement, so I have it off. I have same thing with double tap sprint. Don't need it, don't want it. Jetpack control, order toggle, but holds better. My opinion. For incoming damage feedback, I like 3D, but you can always go with both, but 3D is just personal preference. Now taking damage closes death box or crafting, and you want this off, because anytime you're trying to go for an armor swap and you have this on and you take damage, it's just going to cancel it. It's not good. You want it off. Pop-up personal preference thing doesn't really matter, to be honest. Streamer mode, personal preference. Anonymous mode, personal preference. Usage sharing doesn't really matter, to be honest. I just have it enabled because why not. Performance display, that's where your FPS and your ping is, all that. I prefer having that on, but that's just personal preference. Reticle customize. Now this blue is not the best reticle color. I mean, I prefer white sometimes, but just go whichever color you find best. Later side also doesn't matter. I just love this purplish blue color kind of, so I just roll with that. Accessibility, don't necessarily need colorblind. Don't need subtitles. Now you could have voice to chat text on and incoming text as speech. You could have that if you want. Now for mouse keyboard, I run a 1.3 sensitivity, with these being my per optic senses, which is why I personally find to be the best for me. May not be the best for you or whatnot. Now you definitely do not want mouse acceleration on. You want to keep that off. Same with mouse invert, and if you have lighting effects like the cursor or logic lighting effects, I mean, you can have that on, but I don't care about RGB, so I have that off. Now for the keybinds, a good thing to have, especially if you're going to tap strafe, which I do have a tutorial on, you want the jump as scroll down. That will help you a lot. Same with if you're bunny hopping, it'll help you jump a lot more. Same with having crouch to hold, it'll just help you have better overall movement. Now most of this is just personal preference of what I personally like to use, so I mean it doesn't really matter too much. Controller, same thing. I mean, I'm not a controller player, but you want to at least have on classic or linear. Those are the two best. Not stay in between 4-3, 4-4, 3-2, whatever. Never go higher, never go too much lower, and then you can always have the advanced look controls if you want. Now for video, this is where it matters. 1722 by 1070. That is the god tier resolution. It's a custom one, so you have to use CRU, which I will have a video on that. But I love 1722 by 1070 so much better than native. Photo view. Anything over 90 is good. Some people like max because it feels like Call of Duty. Some people like 104. I mean, that's what I used to run. It's all personal preference. FOV ability scaling, you want that disabled. That's if you go into Blood Ult or use Octane Stim, it'll increase your FOV, which I mean you could want, but just get used to the normal FOV. It's good to have it disabled. Sprint shake view, you want a minimal. Now for VSync, you most likely want that disabled. If you have the option for the reflex, you want it on plus boost or enabled. Either one's good. For depth resolution, 0. Anti-aliasing, none. Texturing budget, a good mark is depending on your GPU's VRAM. I mean, low's good. I prefer medium or high sometimes, but for me, I just go insane because why not? And a show epic, you can either have it at billionaire, or however you say it, or 8x or 16x. Either way, does not matter. Ambient occlusion quality, you want that disabled. Sun shadow coverage, low. Sun shadow detail, low. Spot shadow, I mean, you can have that as whatever, to be honest. It doesn't really affect FPS. That's just to make things look good outside of the game. Volumetric lighting, disabled. Dynamic spot shadows. That's just controls whether the lights in the environment can move or whatnot. Sometimes good, sometimes not. Just test around. Model detail, you could have low or you could have on medium. Will lower your FPS. Effects detail, I prefer having it on medium. I mean, you can also have it on low, and impact marks low. That's so you can see like the bullets and stuff and ragdolls. I do cap my FPS at 190. I find that, you know, perfect for me. But if you're on controller, you want to cap it at 144 to have the lowest input lag. And then lastly, you have audio, which does not really matter, to be honest. I mean, just do what sounds best to you. I do prefer sound in background, but you can do whatever. So that's gonna finish this video. If you enjoyed watching this, give me a don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll catch you in the next one.